Fresh Twitter question for you.
All
Okay?
right.
Was there any research or training you had to do to prepare for your role in Abduction?
There was a lot. I mean, I mentioned about, the studying the film and different actors, so I had to do that whole side of things and just, getting the character down. But physically, there was a ton of training. I mean, I had to train for wrestling.
Right.
We did the wrestling. Motorcycle training. I was actually on like a little crotch rocket. It was crazy. I was scared at first, but it was. I had to train, with the motorcycle.
Is that uncomfortable? Is that that the name you just? I'm not gonna actually say what you said because I'm too dignified. But any lasting injuries? Are you okay?
No, all good. I did have a few little slip ups, but nothing too serious.
Okay.
And then what else? I mean, I took boxing for about 2 months before I even went to Pittsburgh. There's a boxing scene with my father in the backyard where he beats up on me a little bit. So I in LA I took some boxing, and John would come and visit, and it was pretty cool. I never boxed before. From
what I understand, because I eschew all physical activity, boxing is as arduous as it really takes it out of you, right? I mean, you've obviously done a lot of training before, but was boxing more strenuous than most stuff?
Yeah, in a different way. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, in every different sport, you use a different muscle.
Right.
But what boxing does is, by the end of the workout, you're literally soaking, like you just jumped into a pool. It's disgusting. But the awesome part is you weren't like, during the whole workout, you weren't dying. You weren't like sucking air, and just by the end, you're just completely wet.
Not hanging out with you after you box. Does Nathan have a particular fighting style? I mean, we have a glimpse of it. I mean, almost towards the end of that trailer. I don't want to bring up Twilight again, but it felt like you're like a vampire jumping around from like moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I mean, in some of the situations he's in, he's forced to get a little dirty. So he does get a little scrappy at points.
We know from your background you grew up very much into martial arts. I mean, do you keep at that? Like, is that something that still is important to you?
It is definitely important to me. It was so much a part of my life. But I don't have time to like train in it hardcore. I do it for fun still. I mean, I never really want to lose it. But it was awesome because I was, able to bring some of it back for this movie.
Could you imagine doing like a full-on martial arts film?
I could imagine it. Yeah, it would be different.
Why let that talent and all that hard work go to waste?
I know. It's a good thought.
What would happen if someone like tried to mug you in a dark alley? Would you be able to like use some of those moves?
It's a good question. I mean, it works for the movies. I don't know if it'd work in the alley.
Don't worry, I don't have anybody waiting for you after this.
All right. Okay, we're all good.
It seems like a lot of stunts in this one. We talked a little bit about the physicality. Bumps and bruises, or did you get off scot-free in this one?
There were some bumps and bruises. You saw it in the trailer. I slide down this like glass escalator awning, and I did that myself. I really was like, I really want to do this stunt. So I was on wires, but I got to do the whole thing, and that got bumpy because like towards the bottom it had like an angle, and as soon as you got to that little crease, it was like every single time on your hip there was. For sure, I definitely had bruises the next day.
Is there, I mean, you talked a little bit about the specifics you did for this one. Is there a typical kind of workout regimen for you to keep you kind of in fighting shape? Like, what do you do on just a normal day?
I mean, I'm always working out and, playing sports. So, I mean, that's my everyday activity. For this movie specifically, I had to stretch more because I used to be able to drop into the splits easily, but that has been gone for years.
Well, you're old now.
Exactly, I'm getting up
you're
there.
Falling apart.
So yeah, for this one, I had to get some of the flexibility back because I'm forced to like throw kicks and stuff.
Shot not entirely, but at least partially, right, in Pittsburgh, was it?
Entirely.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow, Pittsburgh has a lot to be thankful for.
Pittsburgh's a good place.
Okay, so did you enjoy your time there? What was special about working in Pittsburgh? It's not usually the place you think of, I got to get to Pittsburgh,
right.
but fun?
It's not, but it was a ton of fun. It's a beautiful city. The people are awesome. It's a sports town, so I loved it. I mean, I caught several Steelers games, Pittsburgh Pirates games, and I mean, I loved it. It's a great city.
Are you a fan at all of Wiz Khalifa? You know, he's very identifiable with Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a huge fan, actually.
Yeah.
Definitely recently.
If you want to break out the black and yellow right now.
Honestly, I do it quite a bit, but I'll hold myself back right now.
I know. I'm not, admittedly, not a huge aficionado of his work, but I think his fans are called the Taylor Gang, right? I feel like there's a big connection here.
I'm not too familiar, but I do know he has a song out now called Taylor Gang.
Right.
Is that true?
I think so.
Okay.
We'll have someone fact check.
That's kind of cool. All right.
Another piece of tape I want to show you here. We've obviously been talking to you for years, and you know, you've kind of come of age before our eyes, and we talked to you way back when Twilight was just getting going, literally on the set of Twilight.
Yeah.
You've come a long way, man, and now I have to subject you to early Taylor Lautner, circa 2008. Let's take a look.
Okay.
We saw you with a wig yesterday. Tell us about the choosing of the wig, the putting on of the wig. Is it itchy in there?
The wig is very interesting. I'm definitely gonna have to get used to it. It's like down halfway down my back. I think they want it parted down the middle, so I'll like flip one side back and one side in front. They don't want to do a ponytail because James, the evil vampire, is doing the ponytail, so they want that contrast right there. It gets kind of itchy at times, so I'm sure I'll be putting it in a ponytail or something, you know, while I'm just waiting around. So it's kind of itchy. It's very weird looking at myself in a mirror with the long hair because my hair has never been longer than what it is right now. So I'll have to get used to it, but I'm sure I will.
Do you ever like think about maybe keeping the wig just for a little while, wearing it home, freaking out your friends, like, you know,
maybe that's
going
a good
up to
idea.
your mom and going, "What do you think of my new hair?"
Didn't think about that one, but I'll put it in my books.
I mean,
unbelievable.
So when you look at that, what's running through your head when you watch that footage?
Oh man, I mean, I must have thought Larry was pretty funny. I was laughing quite a bit. But no, I mean, seeing that wig is crazy for me because I haven't worn it in so long.
Right.
I mean, the last time I wore it was you know, towards the beginning of New Moon. So that's
something you don't miss too much.
No, actually, no.
Do you think you've changed much? I mean, have you? I mean. I think there's got to be some change when you have reached this kind of level of fame and these opportunities, or do you think it's the same Taylor we're talking to today?
I would hope it's the same Taylor. I mean, I've been lucky enough to be surrounded by, you know, close friends and family, and they've definitely kept me grounded, and I've been very fortunate with that. But no, I would absolutely hope people would think I'm the same Taylor.
I've heard they think you've gone Hollywood, you're a jerk now.
Oh no,
no,
oh, no.
No one's ever said it. Don't worry. I do want to show you. I mean, a career, for my money, a career really comes down to big moments, right? And some of it's about fate, but some of it's about making your own fate and really going after it.
Yeah.
And everybody knows the story by now, but obviously New Moon, it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And you went after it, you changed your body, you got ready for it, and we talked to you literally as that decision was being made.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at you back in that time.
Okay.
So I can't help but notice you're looking a little bit bigger. You're looking a little bit more. You've been working out or what?
I have been working out. Well, I've been working out since the day we stopped filming Twilight. Just weighed myself today. Put on 19 pounds. I'm guaranteeing white 10 more by filming. So, yeah, I get to meet Chris on Friday. So in 2 days. So I'm excited. I'm going to have lunch with him.
Okay, so at this point, if you were a betting man, what would you say? 50-50 or better?
I don't know. I mean, they just hired White, and now they're just moving down to cast, so I don't know right now, but we'll see. All I can say is I'm going to be ready if my number's called.
Well, you certainly followed through. It all worked out. But, I mean, I'm wondering, do you ever think about what would have happened if, for whatever reason, they'd gone the other way?
Right. To be honest, no, I don't. Because, at that time, I wouldn't even let my mind go there. I was just like, this is what's going to happen, stay focused, and, I mean, I can only control what I can. But it's a scary thought, I don't know.
Dealing with fame, all the strange stuff that goes along with acting in films like this has got to be a burden in a way. I mean, without, like, sobbing for you. You obviously have a good life, but is there a significant downside to fame? I mean, what's lost day to day for you? What do you kind of miss?
Right. I mean, obviously, there's the loss of privacy and the paparazzi and the media. So that just, I mean, it comes with the territory, and I know that, and I wouldn't trade it. It just comes with it. But I'm so thankful for everything. I'll take that stuff.
You'll take the bargain.
I will.
Twitter question for you. What's the most memorable thing you bought with your first big paycheck? It's a big indulgence.
I wish I could give you something really exciting right now. But honestly, probably the biggest thing is like iPad? Maybe?
Wait, that just came out like 6 months ago, or 2 months ago. So you waited this long?
Yeah, I don't do much. Literally, I'll go to dinner and I'll buy an iPad. I'm boring. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. That's okay. Do you collect rare stamps? Maybe you need like a hobby that requires big money.
I know. I should get into art or antiques or something.
You know what? I'll be an investor for you. You give the money over to me, and I'll turn your small fortune into ginormous fortune.
Sounds great.
Don't do that. Don't worry. I'm not going to ask you who you're dating, all that kind of stuff. That's for other people to bother you with. But dealing with the personal life, is it tough to kind of navigate those waters when literally you're being documented all the time? Have you figured out sort of how to have a personal life under this microscope?
Right, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's tough. Some things you want for yourself, and some things you're totally fine sharing. So it's definitely, it's a fine line. But once again, I've been really lucky and surrounded by great people in my life, and they've helped. But no, it's been fine so far. We'll see.
We're visiting you up north. Breaking Dawn is nearly done. From what you told me before we started.
Yeah, it's we got a couple more days and it's over. It's a crazy thought.
It's crazy to think.
It is.
So what's the mood? What's the mood for you? I mean, do you think are you melancholy at this point? Are you in denial? What's going on?
I mean, I think it's mixed emotions for sure. Half of me says, this will be a relief. I get some time off and spend time with my family and friends and do other things. But the other half says, this is going to be so weird. I've been filming with these people for years. So it'll definitely be a bummer. It'll be sad on the very last day.
I think there'll be tears from everybody, probably, don't you think?
I think there will. Nobody will admit it right now, but I guarantee you there will be tears. I'll try and hold back.
You're going to be excusing yourself. I'm fine. Just something got in my eye. I'm good. Right?
Yeah.
Fans are very curious about you and Mackenzie, obviously, in this one. So have you shot some stuff with her?
I have.
How's that gone?
She's so awesome. She's the cutest little girl, and she's so smart. I think she's 10, and she is so smart, so on it, and so talented. She's great. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised with her.
And you feel like you've been able to establish that kind of important bond that obviously is so key to these final films.
Yeah, we have, definitely. No, we're close. She's a great girl, and we have a lot of fun.